How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to our single player world. Today we're kicking things off outside over here in our two very familiar places, the pirate area and our farm area, which, by the way, has turned out quite well after the last episode. I've done a few little things. I kind of just, after every episode, get straight to building trees because that is what I love. I really do love building trees. I just can't get enough of these smoke particles either. But today, we are not building trees, let me tell you that. We've got some other things on the cards today. What we need to do is go and explore 1.14, the brand new update. If you guys haven't got the memo, we're going to go and check out a village far south in that direction, which I hope exists. According to Mine Atlas, it exists. I am not too sure if it does. By the way, actually, I came this way to show you guys some cool things that we've done with this area. The main reason that we need to get to these villages is because I need to find the villagers to see what they're all about, first of all. And second of all, I also do need to get myself a bell, which I did mention in the last episode. Let me take a seat. I needed a bell right over here. I thought that would be the perfect thing to crown that. And apparently, bells don't only spawn in villages, but you can actually buy them from villagers. So there is no need for me to have a recipe for it. And here we go. This is what I wanted to show you. Just some little changes. Obviously, you notice the trees, beautiful trees. You know, there's a thing about these trees. The less you notice, the better it is. Because not saying that they're bad, but what I'm saying is they kind of just sit in the background. You know, you don't really take note of the fact, hey, they're trees. You just kind of blur them off and they just exist, which is a good thing. But over here, I've done all these little bits and pieces in here, these side logs. And what they do is they offer a fake support, which makes that look so much better. Now, I did promise us a flyover last episode. I did not deliver. Today, we're going to fly over here and see what it looks like from the top. And also, we are going to be flying all the way south with our very limited supply of rockets. Before we get going on that, I want to quickly come over here to the end, get my levels up, and also get a whole bunch of ender pearls, because we've gone through a whole shulker box in no time at all. And what I need to do is test out this new grindstone, which is super cool. It says repair and disenchant, and I've got some idea of what that is. But as far as I'm aware, if I put, for instance, say these were on different durabilities, it'll just push them together like you normally would in your inventory. And I'm not too sure, does this still count as something? Maybe if I did that. Yeah, I don't think the inventory one works anymore. So that's one way. And then the other thing is, I'm pretty sure if I put this in here, it disenchants it. Pretty much our main priority right now is to get ourselves feather falling anything boots on these, because we're going to be doing a little bit of flying, you see, and I don't want to fall yet again, because I'll let you know, the amount of falling of tree deaths that I've had in the past few days, yeah. So let's hope for something awesome, and we'll see how this goes. Okay, so don't like that one. Didn't get anything cool. Take that off. Wait, did we just get stuff back? All right, so level 39. I'm learning things here. Level 39, fire protection. Let me just check if there's unbreaking on that. No. Or something awesome on that. No. Fire protection. It doesn't give me any feather falling. So we're on 39 to 36. Okay, it's only a little bit. That's a cool sound though, that little grindstone sound. That is very, very neat. Now, one thing I do know is I've got some feather falling 2 boots. They feather falling 2. And if we do get a feather falling 2 on the second level enchantment over here, like that, then we get, although we've got that. So thank you very much. I've got to record these clips more often. Let me tell you, every time I want to do this when I'm not recording anything, nothing like this happens. Well, if that's not a great start, I have got no idea what is. Now, let's check. Does this have a cheap enough price? It does. So there we go. Those are pretty good. The blast protection's a little bit of a very sad thing, but actually, you know what? I'm sure it's one day gonna come in kind of handy. So here we are. I said we've got some limited supply of fireworks. That's all of them. I never fight anything. I am a coward in this game. I run around and run away from everything, and that is why we have no gunpowder. But what we do have is some pretty cool stuff that has not been exploded by creepers. So, you know what? You win some, you lose some. Now, what I want to do is fly out that way and then turn around and come over here and see what we've done. I have not actually seen what this looks like. So this is going to be something very, very special, I hope. And we can, just while we're going over here, we should just try and take note of just how much land we have covered, because I think that is deceptive, considering we've built a lot of small things. So the ship doesn't look quite as flattering. Oh, can we go up here? Like that? That might be a better way for us to see things. Yeah. Yeah, that is looking pretty cool. All right, we don't want to really go too crazy with these. But yeah, we're gonna have to save on these rockets. Now I know there is a trick, 40 up, 40 down, something along those lines. I'm gonna go and try that. Hopefully I've got everything we need. We've got oak boats just for our way back, because we definitely don't have enough stuff back. Some potatoes in case we need to trade, and hopefully we will. And ender pearls just to make our life easier. A shulker box in case we need to fill stuff up. Now I want to find two things: a village, and I also need to find some bamboo, because, well, if we find bamboo, we may find pandas. And there's a jungle on our way and a village on the other side of the jungle. And we're coming in for a landing with a whole bunch of new stuff. Oh, look at this. They've even got a runway for us. Coming on in. Nailed it. All right, so this is our first view of a brand new village. And wow. This is actually, I didn't even check these out while they were in the snapshots, so this is my very first time seeing them. I've got some of these new blue flowers, which is fantastic. I'm glad we ran straight into them, because I'm not gonna lie, I forgot about them just a little bit. So one thing I'm wondering, because I heard, oh, they're the cats. Okay, no, I'm getting distracted, but one thing I'm wondering is if there were beds in here. The bed is occupied. Now that is a little bit of a problem, because I think the sun's about to go down. That's very cool. What's going on there? Oh. Okay, I'm getting distracted here, but the sun's about to go down. I need to find a place to sleep. Maybe I'll actually, let's try, I gotta do it. Yeah, take that, sucker. Hey, it's a nitwit villager. Actually, whoa, that looks awfully familiar. If you have a look at this, let's take these wings off. Somebody wore it better. Good night's rest. I'm sorry for that. I'll give you your bed back as well. And, yeah, thank you very much. I'm not too sure what's going on inside of these things, but they do look a lot better than what the old ones looked like. Now, here we go. First guy, farmer. What have you got? Carrot trades, wheat trades. You've got nothing? Alrighty. Well, I'm sorry, but while you're looking that way, I need that for something. Reasons. Creeper, alright. I'm just trying to see if there's anything new. I'm guessing we're probably not going to find a lot of new stuff around here, but I do want to have a look, just to know what's going on. Are there things in these barrels? No. There is bamboo. Wonderful. So we got some things. I'm pretty sure this does grow as well. So if we can break this, does this break all the way? It does. Yep. Okay, cool. We don't lose anything. That is very cool. If we can find a panda, that would be great, but it's not on my list of things to do. It'll be great if we do find one, but I suspect they would be in a jungle a lot more dense than what this one is. So I've got a devious plan here. I want to give these guys a job. I know, right? Look at these guys. They're just wandering around doing absolutely nothing. I think, here we go. You there, buddy. I've got a plan for you. Don't you go anywhere. Take that. Oh, yes, that was almost instant. A cartography table. What has he got? He's got well, no. You get away. I could hear you. You're too noisy. Yeah, we're off fire. All right, so what have you got there? Just an empty map and paper. I'm not actually going to trade these guys. I think there are no new trades. Come on. There we go. But I do want to just see what these things do. For instance, if I remove something, I'm fairly certain they go back to an old nothing villager. So if I change them around, do they reset? Like, I've got so many questions. I'll have to do exploring, but that's not what I want to do today. I just want to actually see things today, and then we'll go and explore those sorts of little nitty-gritty things in the future. We're back home with nothing to report on. All we managed to do was get a few little flowers, meet some of the villagers, and of course get ourselves the bamboo. Sadly, no pandas just yet, but we'll find some of them in due time. Now, let's go around here and crown. By the way, I thought that looked cooler with the chairs spread. We'll crown. Actually, if I do that, does that touch? I think that goes to the wall. The mantelpiece. There we go. Finally. That looks so good. It actually looks just like how I had hoped it would. Well, not just. I kind of thought this was going to be a little bit lower, but it's actually all right. And I do like that it is using the same stone, so that does work very well. It looks very cozy. That looks like it should be there. I love that. Now today, because of course we've done a whole bunch of exploring and a good old farmer has to kind of settle down a little bit. It's a bit too much for him. We have to go ahead and get our farming equipment because there is not much work that's going to be happening around here if there's not much stuff to be doing work with. And by needing things to work with, I mean that we are going to have to build a whole bunch of carts, wheelbarrows. I would like to get a plow in, but I'm not too sure how I'm going to do that. I do have a little bit of a background on getting some of these other little things in the carts. For instance, we put one in on the other side of the world, and I think it looked pretty good. It was more of a horse-drawn passenger cart on the other side. It did work quite well, but I think we're going to do a better job here. I've also done a few little bits and pieces. We're going to add in little rocks and stuff just to polish the thing off, but those are little bits as we go. What I want to do here is I want to look at this and look how empty it is. Very, very cool base, but I think we can do a lot with it. So I want to put in right over there a wagon that's going to be holding, I think, some wheat. And then we can also work out where we could put some others as well. Maybe a wheelbarrow or two around the place as well. I think that would be really neat. But for now, let's just go and say goodbye, all of you. Oh man, it actually hurts me a little bit on the inside knowing that I waited forever for these things to grow. Next time, 100% water in the ground again. So right around here, we need some of these and these. And I've got an idea of how we're doing this. So we need to make a good base for this thing. So we need it to be able to be, in fact, we'll move it back to there because I think this will work better. So we need to put these down and we need to get a good base for the cart to actually be roadworthy of the sorts. Now, wait a second. Has this always been the thing? I feel like I know this and I've just been amazed by it for a second time, but that farmland is not being destroyed by these. Is that right? But it's being destroyed by those? And what about if I put that on the top? Okay. I dare say a little bit of inconsistencies. I'm not too sure why that is the case. In fact, can I plant something on that? I'm sorry, I'm just amazed by something that is very, yeah, I can't. Very, very low level, but I am super impressed or surprised with what's going on there. Never seen that before. But here we go. This is what I'm thinking about. And it's an idea I came up with a few days ago. It just kind of popped into my head and I thought, hey, that's cool. Because the main problem I have, at least with a lot of these things, is when you build something that looks good, you can't actually get it to function very well. For instance, making a cart that you can still put cargo on isn't very easy. And then also getting it to actually work and look good and be at a reasonable size, the size being the biggest problem. Where's the sun right there? Just have to double check what the time of day is. But sometimes you just struggle to get them to a reasonable size. But I got this cool idea the other day. I mean, it's nothing revolutionary, I'll tell you that much, but it was going to work pretty well. In fact, we're going to go barrels on a second one. We'll do hay bales in here. But right around there, we can put all these in, and maybe another one over there. Yep, like that. And it looks kind of average. I know, but when you start doing these brand new signs, which are dark oak signs, which I think is a pretty cool idea. Does it actually say dark oak sign? It does. It doesn't just say sign, it's official. There we go. And one more, like that. No, dang it. I knew I was gonna mess something up. I knew I was gonna do it. There, do not press the button one. Perfect. Look how cool that is. It's this little bit here. You see that little push out there? What is it? Probably about 1.5 of normal block pixels wide, because those pixels are definitely smaller than those pixels on the texture. But that looks really, really, really cool. Man, I like that. It just looks like a cart that's sitting out in the middle of the field. That is perfect. The next one I want to do is around here. I don't know if you've realized, but I am in love with these barrels. They are super cool. Look at that. They just add so much. Just stacking barrels up. I think every building I build ever in this world ever is going to have barrels stacked up next to it. It just works so well. Ooh, we got a bit of rubbish in here. Okay, we'll pick these up later. A few of the final pieces on this thing, and I think, in fact, because these are facing this way, I think this is close. Dang it. I just broke some plants underneath me. I could hear them. Maybe we'll take one off there. I think that is pretty close to being called done on those wagons. Perfect. In fact, this one, these place just like pistons. So maybe if we place them like that, there we go. That looks good. A little bit of a story. I like that a lot. That is perfect. All right, I did not plan this at all, and all of a sudden I just noticed something when I went back to check out that tree over there, because I thought between these, I may as well put in a few of these. I noticed there's some llamas there, and I thought llamas spawn in extreme hills, and I'm fairly certain maybe 2 other biomes, so I can't imagine that there should be llamas there. But then I realized they've got these little things on their backs, and I can already see, just out the corner of my eye, a wandering villager. I actually don't know the names of these things, but that is very, very cool. Hey guys, how's it going? So a wandering trader. So the trades seem to be absolutely terrible. Can we not trade them anything? We can, there's no way for me to make a whole bunch of these, is there? Apparently not. But hey, that's actually very, very cool. Now I'm curious, can I sit on one of these? No. Can I feed one? Actually, I can get you some wheat. There we go. Sorry about that. Let me see. I think they eat whole hay bales. Yeah, you're mine now. Apparently not. But anyway, that was just a cool little thing randomly outside of the farm. I actually don't know if those spawned on my way over here or if they've been there for a while. It could very well be the case. Now, I'm curious if they do survive, if they maybe just end up despawning, or if they, yeah, walk away. Let's just follow this guy. I'm gonna watch this guy for a bit, see where he's going. And now, if they don't despawn, do we eventually land up with a whole bunch of them? Looks like our guests are leaving. And actually, for a second, it looked as if they were about to go into the house. But anyway, I've been standing around here watching them for a little bit, and it seems like they appear to be here to stay. I hope. But besides that, I have been putting in a whole bunch of extra little pieces, and the main part of this is getting the polished parts of this farm in place, and obviously over time we'll start adding a few more. I quite like having these rocks along the edges, so I might actually put a few more of them just to make a reason for the paths going around things, because I think generally adding in these little details like that makes it seem like someone might have thought about it when they were building this, if it was properly planned out. My next thing that I wanted to talk about was getting the next big thing built in here. And this has been my prized possession in a weird way over my past 3 worlds. Well, past 3 worlds. It's the windmill. And I want to build a windmill over here that is going to be a lot different to my other ones, if I get it correctly. And if not, I guess it'll hopefully be just as good as my other ones, because I felt like the past 2, we've had 2 survival worlds. The first one, I built this huge one. It was enormous and had these huge, what would you call them? Fans? I can't think of the name. Fins, maybe, that were spinning around. They were monstrous. And I managed to get them to look, and I know it sounds weird, but look as though they were proper spinning ones. It sounds crazy, I know, but bear with me. But the other one is a lot smaller, and it was also quite cool and a lot different. But now this one here, my plan is that we're going to take this path and we're going to have it go up here. So we have to manufacture a hill, and on top of this hill will be the windmill. And on the windmill, I want there to be enormous blades. Blades, that's the word. I knew it would come to me. The blades hanging off the side, and in this little area here, you would see that windmill, and I'll show you why I think this will be super cool. And we'll have to go out this way to actually see it, because there's a bit of planning that we're going to have to do. Oh, for a second I thought there was a llama on there. Where are these guys? Still there. Cool. And right around here is this big bay, and I've mentioned before that I want this to be some docks over here that'll eventually lead into the main kingdom. But I want this windmill to play in here, where you can see the windmill spinning around from this area here in the docks. But it doesn't seem like the windmill's necessarily in a farm area from this direction, but from this direction, it doesn't seem like it's part of the docks area. So it's going to be a fun, I hope, fun challenge. I can see how we could also match these mountains up here and get things to look pretty good from where we're at. But either way, that's future me problems. Ooh. Ah, I know what that's from. Don't worry. I was busy building. I needed some scaffolding when I was building those trees. Surprised that hasn't despawned. It must have been super close to. But that's for another time, as I say. So for today, We've definitely explored 1.14, 10 out of 10. I would explore it again. But enough of that. I will see you guys very, very soon.